Welcome to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset podcast. I'm your host, Nikki C., all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is brought to you by BALM Global, where we build leaders globally, and the Connected Leaders Academy. I am super excited to bring this wonderful, beautiful lady on that I met through the Underdog Millionaire Millie Club that we have been a part of for the last couple weeks going into the whole year. And, we had a chance to have a virtual coffee and I got to know her a little bit more. And I just love her story and what she's about. And I can't wait to share that with you guys. Let me just tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Constance Stringer. She is 69 years young. She's educated with an MBA, a BS. She's from Tennessee, lives in Wichita, Kansas. She loves to cook, read, and try new things. She's currently in the middle of reinventing herself for the next season. She's a yoga instructor. She loves the gym. She lived in China for 8 years. She's the oldest of 4 children, looking to facilitate some nonprofit organizations. She's single and spiritual. She believes God is for us, not against us, and the best is yet to come. Oh my, beautiful. And I just love her story. We're going to get her right on here. Welcome, Constance. How are you?
I am well and excited to be here.
Yes, I am excited to have you. Just as we had our virtual coffee, we just had a blast, just chatting it up, getting to know each other. And I just love your spirit. And like you said, 69 years young, and it is just never too late to bet on you, right?
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So
Moses lived to be 120, so I don't know why I can't.
exactly. Oh, yeah, we all can. We definitely have to make sure that we posture ourselves and position
Right.
ourselves for longevity. And it's all about really believing. It's all about really believing in ourselves and that we can do it. And I love when you say that God is for us, not against us. And that's just a beautiful thing. Before we got you on here, before we went live, we were actually chatting it up about our services. So it was great to chat with you on that. I just believe that is so true. He makes no mistakes. But let's talk about Constance. Who is Constance? What was your upbringing? Where did you come from? And how did you build what you're starting to build now?
Well, I was born in Tennessee, actually in Indiana, and then came to Tennessee. My parents were from Tennessee, and they brought me back to Tennessee when I was a year old. And I have grown up in East Tennessee, right around Knoxville. And I graduated high school in a small town, I guess maybe 30 minutes west of Knoxville. But Knoxville was like the primary place where you got to dinner and go to school and all those sorts of things. But I graduated from high school in 1971, which, that's been 50 years ago. I can't believe that. I can't believe that I'm the age that I am, but I don't know how you're supposed to feel at this age because I feel good. So I'm going to continue on in that. Yes. I had a drug and alcohol career, and my middle years were stolen from me through that. And I went back to school when I was 40 and got my first degree, and it was a marketing degree. And then where I was living in Tennessee, I was able to get a job at a wellness center. So it was a step down unit from physical therapy, but I also had some certifications and teach yoga, a little kickbox, did lots of personal training in the gym, and just really enjoyed the gym because good people show up to the gym. Now, the people that are there late night, the headbangers, that's a whole nother story, but I never saw those guys. But the gym is a healthy, happy place. And if someone joins you at the gym, or joins you in your yoga class, they have already had some awakening. So you meet people, good people from every walk, and just people that are ready to enjoy and embrace life and do what they can to be better.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now, you said that you had a drug and alcohol career. Um, I mean, as much or as little as you want to share, what did that look like and how did you overcome that?
Well, it looked like I was a child of the late 60s, and it was burn your bra and smoke dope and go to Woodstock. So it was all the hip, fun things to do. And drugs and alcohol were fun for a while. But then as I grew up, I had a bad marriage and we owned a bar. So I drank everything in the bar and then some. But as I get into my late 30s, I did go through some disastrous things, and I've been to jail, that kind of thing, and DUIs. But I think that has made me a stronger person, and God Himself is the one that had me delivered. So I was able to go to treatment in
Mm,
1992, and the rest is some life stuff. But I began this sober journey when I was 37, 38 years old, and then was able to save up enough money at a part-time job, and I lived in a halfway house. So I had an opportunity to be with people who were trying to do the same things. So then I went to Tennessee Tech, which is in Cookeville, which is halfway between Nashville and Knoxville, and got this degree in marketing. And I was able to get this wellness center position as a marketer and as a director of that department. So health is health is a wonderful thing, and you don't know really how wonderful it is unless you lose it. And as
mm,
I was in the gym, I did become a yoga instructor, which I feel like yoga is for every human, for every single human body. It is, it's a spiritual experience as well as a physical experience, and you always feel better when you get through. So, anyway, I love that. And then, as I was at the hospital, it was sold. And I had gone ahead and gotten a master's degree in organizational management. Pardon me. Pardon me. And I had an opportunity when the hospital was sold to go to China. So I was able to go to China as an expert because I had a master's degree. And I taught English, oral speaking English to the Chinese students. And a funny thing, I am from East Tennessee, and my little Chinese students sounded just like me. So
mm.
it was great fun. The other expat teachers knew exactly where they had come from, what classroom. So anyway, China was wonderful. The people there, and even today, I just feel like they're the issues that we have with China are the top 1% of the administration. The Chinese people are lovely, and they will feed you till you cannot eat another single morsel. And oh, the food was outstanding. Oh my goodness. But I had a wonderful time. And then I came back to the States after a lovely experience there. And my father had a few years later had passed away, and everybody was drinking, and so I thought I would. And let me tell you, the disease of alcoholism does push-ups, and I was in a mess within 6 weeks. But that was 6 years ago. So I had like 20 years sober, and then fell off. And I'm here today. Wichita has been good to me. My church is good. I am a prayer counselor at a food ministry, and also starting this journey with the Millie Club. So my life is full, and I am excited. I'm excited. I get up looking forward to what's going to happen today.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, your vulnerable story and all that good stuff. Now, when was that breaking point where you said, you know what, enough is enough? Because you said that God delivered you. Um, and how did your mindset have to be to actually receive that deliverance and say, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna go on this journey and do what I have to do and go through everything that you went through. How was that for you?
Well, after a time, the alcohol was a crutch and I couldn't get enough of it. And I knew at some point that I was going to have to stop simply because I was going to die. And I had an event happen where I needed to go to the emergency room because I could not stop being sick. So
Mm.
at the emergency room, I got a hold of a treatment center, the one in Knoxville, and they told me just don't drink. And I was within the facility within the next 5 days. And I realized that I could get away from it. I
Mm.
realized that life could go on without a drink. And it helped me realize that there are many other wonderful things to do besides drink. And drinking is a waste of time. I wasted 20 years. I wasted
Oh,
20 years in the chase of, the men, the money, the booze, the fast life. And, well, I've done all that and let's do something. I got in the spirit and I had a couple of spiritual experiences, even intoxicated. So, my parents had raised me up in the church, and the proverb that says, raise up a child in the way that he should go and he will return to it. Yes,
mm.
indeed. That is the truth. But for me, I realized that Jesus could fill up an empty spot that I was trying to fill up with liquor.
Mm.
So Jesus has filled me up. There was a soul, that had a hole, and I was trying to fill it up with everything external when I needed the spiritual. And I got it. I got it.
Awesome. I am
Yes.
glad you did. There's so many things that, and it doesn't only have to be alcohol, drugs. It could be depression, envy, jealousy. It can be so many little things that can take us off of the right path of what we really want to do with our lives, our limiting beliefs, I can go on, but the self-awareness of
Yes.
one getting the getting in the space of really that life-changing experience, like really saying, what am I doing, asking yourself those tough questions. Is this adding value to my life? Is this something that I need, or is it a want that I desire? So being
Right.
able to talk to yourself out of these things, it's possible. Sometimes we give the addiction or the thought or something else too much power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And then, too, all of the things that I had put my family through. And even
Mhm.
today, 6 years later, we are just now reestablishing. And that is a
Beautiful.
beautiful thing. Families come back together. My mother has already stepped over, and daddy too, but I know where they are. And I know they would be very proud of me just that I'm getting to do this and to share the love of the Lord and the Holy Spirit that He sent to us on the day of
Mhm.
Pentecost. He sent Holy Spirit to us to be our helper and our wisdom. And I feel like He's in me and He makes His appearance known through me because I've said things and I'm like, that was not me.
Yeah, sometimes it's not us.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
I love
So,
that.
anyway, the Holy Spirit lives in me and He lives in my home. And people tell me that they can feel it when they come to my home. So that's a plus, a huge bonus. So, and I do some prayer work with a group of ladies. We do some breathing and some intending, and we pray for people specifically for some specific things. And we believe for that. And the Lord tells us clearly that we speak of things that are not as though they were. So we have a chance, I believe, to speak into our own future and it's like mind mapping You
Mhm.
you have an opportunity to prophesy into your own life and watch the Lord take over and do it. So I'm thrilled with where I am and the people that I know, and also I am a prayer counselor at a food ministry. And having had some of the experiences that I have already had, it is amazing the people that are intoxicated or that are having experiences because of alcohol, they come to my table and
Mm.
I am they can't shock me. They can't tell me anything, well, maybe, but if some things come, I'll call DHS. But
Mhm.
nevertheless, if they are willing to hear me, I can give them a story of prosperity and hope, and that the Lord loves us and that He forgives us. We are in the new covenant. We have total forgiveness, and it is as far as the east is from the west. So some things people just don't know. They
Yeah.
just don't know the goodness of God, and that I think is the enemy. And I feel like even with addictions, usually addictive people are very smart. They're
Mm.
very, very high IQ. And I have a diamond in the rough theory. People who are, you know, sidetracked with a substance or money or hoarding or, other things that capture people. There is a huge philanthropic thing that they have to offer the world. And it only takes one person. And there are so many wonderful things. In fact, even for me, I have some philanthropic things that I will see done. And I believe I'll do that through the Millie Club. But
Absolutely.
I feel like that God is good, the devil is bad. And if it's not good, if it doesn't feel right, then it's probably not right. So I am all about living in the light. And, as I say this and listen to myself, I feel like I could be a preacher, but I am real and I am honest and I am approachable. So
Yeah, I
with
love
that
that. I
said,
love that
yeah.
you when you said that people come to your home and they can feel that energy that you have. I can feel it through the screen. I really
Oh,
can. And
good.
I told you that when we first chatted, I'm like, there's something like I need to come hang out with you. We need to have a
Right.
chat. And I just love the
I need to come to
journey.
Philly.
Yes, yes, come to Philly. We're having an event May 20th, and we're trying to get Obama
I
actually out
know.
here as well. But it has been just listening to your journey and your breakthroughs, and just it just it's a story, it's a testimony to inspire, our audience, the audiences around the world. Really just take a listen. Sometimes you have to surrender, because we're moving so fast and we're trying to be so busy that we don't take time to step back and really see what our life has actually what our life is telling us, what our experience are telling us, what our traumas are telling us,
Right.
because everything is a message in a bottle. It really, really
It
is.
is.
And it's only up to us to really take those notes and really find and get connected with people that maybe had the same experience as you or similar, or where you want to go with anything that you're doing. It's very important. And I just want to thank you, Constance, for sharing that. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. We're going to hear from our sponsor, and then we are going to come back and talk about what your current mission is. We'll be right
Oh,
back.
thank you.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line, and of course, grow your circle and your network like never before, this is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JASCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
Yes, that is our sponsor, Jose Escobar with the Connected Leaders Academy, which, all the connections I have, he, connected me to JR, who connected me, Dr. Oba, I absolutely love and admire. I am so glad that I'm in part of the Millie Club. I just join every community because it's just so important to really grow. I mean, we don't know everything. We have these experts that have been in the field for some time. And how important is it for you now that you're in your journey to be a part of a community? And what do you get from it? Like every time we're on a mastermind call or on a networking call, how do you feel when you get off of those calls?
Well, I feel like there is so much out there. And the more I learn, the more I realize I have not known. So these people that are in the Millie Club, Dr. Obam and Afia, and even the participants in the Millie Club are open to help. They are open to suggestions. They are open to offer suggestions. And I guess something that I have gotten from that is I'm worthy. I'm worthy. And it is, I have had some, well, I haven't lived in depression, but I have had some self-love issues. And with the love of the Father and having my identity in Jesus Christ, and then having Christian entrepreneurs around me that are willing to suggest things about what I'm doing and another way to do it to just escalate. And I'm thrilled with the Millie Club. I am thrilled with Dr. Obam, and actually just to be able to connect with you. It would not have happened if it had not been for the Millie Club. So yeah, I am all about it.
Yes, the power connection.
And Romans 12, verse 1 and 2 says we renew our mind. And we have to renew our mind. And even though there are sinners out there, people that have not come to the Lord, there are things that they know that we need to know. And we can't be afraid because, he told us clearly in Psalms that he is there, that we can descend into hell and he is there. So I don't walk in fear as much, seems like, since I have been in the Millie Club. I have realized that I am a daughter of the King and I am protected, and he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. And, Jesus is good. He's had a bad rap. I think people have I think it's ignorance. It's just ignorance. And even in the AA group that I still am active in, and the reason I go is because I want to encourage people that, they have an opportunity to do the same thing I did, and that there will be wonderful things come along their path. But they are mad at God. They're mad at God, although their behavior has never really attracted God. But most of the time there's trauma. So we want to identify that and walk away from it and begin a new season. It says clearly that we are new creations and that we can leave that past behind. We're going to walk away from it. We're walking away. So that's what I'm about.
I love it. I love it.
And in the Millie,
yeah, absolutely.
In the Millie Club, yeah. In the Millie Club, I have been exposed to some things that I can do that I never knew I could do. In fact, I've started a book. I've started some writing, and there has been perfect leadership on how to begin this content, and everyone has got a story. And I believe that I have a story that can encourage people and let them know that it's not over. It's not over. It is far from over. And I am believing that my next season is going to be the best part of my life.
I have to agree with you as well. Absolutely. And just seeing you, like I can't even wait to just see you flourish through the, you know, the year that we're about to spend together and beyond that,
Yes.
because that's
Oh
what it's
my.
all about.
I'm excited. I am excited, and I am prophesying into my own life. In
Yeah.
fact, as I make my calendar out, and I handwrite my calendar, I've got to do some tech kind of a calendar for digital purposes. But I'm like, I believe God, and I speak opportunities, and I write it down in my calendar. So I am walking into a future that I'm speaking over myself, and I
Absolutely.
believe that God will honor that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's manifestation. That is the law of attraction. That's putting exactly what you want into play. And it only takes us to take action. I mean, that's the only real thing that we have to
Right,
do. If we express it verbally, it already exists. If we put it on paper, that's even closer to
right.
actually happening. And then actually putting the pieces together, it's what happens. That's what I talk about in Building a Leadership Mindset, which is my first book. And I didn't think I had a story, but my publisher was like, Nikki, hey, what's your story? And I'm like, well, I don't have one. So when we got to talking and he got to knowing a little bit about me, he's like, that needs to be in a book. Now I have like maybe 15 other books in my head because we
I've
have
got,
more than
yeah,
one story. We definitely have more than one story. And I mean, we have so billions of people on this world that need to hear our story.
right.
So why are we going to hold them back from getting that revelation that they're looking for if we have all the tools to provide it? And that's really what it's all
Exactly.
about. Everything that we do and create is really not for us. It's for that next person. And, you
Well,
know,
for the
Constance,
kingdom.
your journey for the kingdom.
It's like the
Absolutely.
Obama says. Yeah. But let me tell you, there is a scriptural backup for writing down your vision.
Mhm.
Habakkuk 2, verse 2, it says, take the tablets and write down your vision, specifics, and watch it come to pass. So, I mean, this is not some crystal new age fluff thing. It is straight out of the word. And, you know, when you think about it, God spoke the world into existence and he made us just like him. So we
Mhm.
too have the power to speak things over ourselves and watch it
Absolutely.
come to pass
Yes,
and think
that's
on good
awesome.
things. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you have a book in progress. What
Yeah.
else is in the road for you, Constance? Like, what is your mission? What is your vision? What is your ultimate, um, ladder of success that you're like, okay, I made it, but I'm gonna still keep going. What does that look like for you?
Well, I have some philanthropic interests that I would love to be able to fund, maybe a nonprofit organization. I have three former Marines in my family. And let me tell you, before they left, I had them oiled up and prayed over and absolutely bound the devil from them. And they came back from Iraq. My two nephews did. And I have worked with some homeless people, and the saddest thing for me is to see our military that are not supported, that are living on the streets and having trouble getting into the VA. That just it just hurts my soul. So I
Yeah.
would like to I would like to create a book and take the profits from that book and take care of the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force that are stateside that have had injuries or whatever, make sure they're comfortable and college money for their kids. So
Yeah.
that is my heart. And then the other thing I want to do, I want to go to these countries that don't have water and drill wells. So
Yeah.
I want clear water. I want people to have healthy, good things. And I want to be right there in the middle of it.
I love it. And it's never too late for it to happen.
No, no. And share the love. I want to go touch them. I want to go hug.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes,
yeah.
definitely. I can't wait to meet you in person. I can't wait to just have another like long conversation. I'll bring my water because I'm all water. I
Uh-huh.
don't drink soda or anything.
Yeah, me
Tea.
too.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So, but
But
you have been
present,
a
presently, I am into eating very healthy. I have always had a taste for things that are healthy, but I believe that as we clean our bodies out, we are more prone and eating the cleanest, purest food that we can. We're more in tune with the spirit because when you eat junk food, I just don't think that those toxic things, will allow you to have a spiritual vibration, which we all have a vibration.
Mhm.
So eating right and getting enough sleep and moving, um, the yoga mat, and I have recently been exposed and learned about qigong, which it's not tai chi. Qigong is a whole nother element, and it is a system that has been in place for 10,000 years. So Jesus started us off about 6,000 years ago, and it was before then. And I feel like that God has given us ways to take care of ourselves. And I have been involved with an acupuncturist for a little injury that I had had on my right ankle, and he has shown me the chi. So we have energy flowing through us, and you can talk to it through your ears, through your hands, and in your feet, reflexology. So we have
Mhm.
been given all of these things to take care of ourselves and to refresh and renew. And, the church world, the Dark Ages, when the word was translated into Latin, it seemed like there were some things that were squelched. And
Mm.
I think the church is coming back around, and well, there's just so much. And you think about heaven. I mean, we can't even imagine. But I feel
Mm.
like the Lord wants us to have heaven right here on the earth. Because even in his prayer, in the Lord's prayer, heaven as it is in heaven, let it be on earth. And there's no
Yeah.
sickness there. Golly, I'm preaching.
Yep, I love it. I
But
love it. Well, thank you so much, Constance. It has been a pleasure chatting with
thank
you. You
you.
are such a doll. What do you want to leave our audience with as far as continuing whatever it is they choose that they want to do that they have not taken the chance for one reason or another? What piece of advice would you give to them right now?
Well, I would tell them to get involved with Dr. Obam Bowen and get into the Millie Club. I have been encouraged and encouraged. And before we go, I would like to introduce a product that I am involved with. It's a stem cell activator. And if anyone would like to know, I'm hoping that we can leave a connect. Um, it is regenerative and it is non invasive. And I feel like this is the wave of the future. And these people are Christian people that are doing this. So I want to help the believer, the Christian entrepreneur, and just let people know that they are rich and they are loved and they're special.
Yeah, absolutely. And how can people get a hold of that information? Do you want to talk a little bit about it? What is it? And how can people do you to get some more information?
Well, the name of the company is LifeWave, and it's a 13-year-old company here that is American, and they have produced these stem cells. And I know what they have done for me for the past 2 years because I didn't have COVID. And I really believe that the immunity that it produced, the internal strength that I had, and in fact, I didn't even decide to get into the business side of it. I was a user, I was a customer. but I have seen that this is, just I'm 69 and I have had my skin renewed.
Mm.
So I just believe that anything that we can do to help ourselves along, God meant for us to take care of our temple. And as we travel through this earth, there are things that will be toxic. And with this, you can help your body help itself. So
Mm.
if we can leave something, a contact, it's lifewave.com/1CM Stringer. That's how you would connect with me on the LifeWave website. And then too, I will be on Facebook as well.
Yes, as Constance Stringer. So we'll have her handles in the show notes. So you definitely want to connect with her if you want to know more about it. I'm actually intrigued, and I think we talked about it.
A little
And
bit,
then
yes.
someone that I spoke to actually spoke to you about it. So I don't know who you're working with or who you're going to partner up with. But this is the power of connection. This is the power of not knowing other people outside your circle, and you just have
Yes.
1 hour with them or a half an hour, and things happen instantly.
Yes.
It's just so it's just a blessing. It's a blessing. It has
Yes.
been a blessing since I made my decision a year ago to go into a room that I thought I wasn't worthy of being in, but quickly decided that if I wasn't supposed to be there, God would not have me there. But now that I'm here, I'm going to receive whatever is coming to me, and to go full circle for this May coming up to host my first Empower to Inspire event with BALM Global, and really building this out in a year because I stayed consistent, because I stayed true to what I wanted to do, and just connecting with people like Constance, like Dr. Obam, like Jose, Emilio, Daniela, just all these people that made a difference in my life. I was able to make those choices for myself and really believe and have the confidence that it can happen, and it can happen for you as well. There is no way that we should stand still, especially if we have a gift, a talent. And even if we don't know what we have, get in a room to figure it out. That's when it's all going to come out. Just with, even if you're just looking for community, just being with growth-minded people that's going to tell you what they do. I didn't know I was going to have a podcast in this whole process. I knew I started a YouTube channel. I knew I wanted to give motivation, but now I have a whole podcast. I have guests like Constance coming here, just dropping some knowledge and wisdom and their stories to impact you, to really share that you are not alone in this journey. And we are all together, and we can do life together, and we're not meant to do life alone. God said that. That's exactly what community is about, and getting in that space where you're not judged, where it's no competition. It's all about empowering each other, where everyone wins. And that's what I love about all the communities I'm a part of, especially Millie Club, CLA, AMA, Unleash You Now, just every single one, BLN, which I absolutely love as well. And that's where I thought we met from, but it was from the Millie Club. And I'm just glad to have you, Constance. Thank you so much for blessing us with your wisdom, with your journey. You are now part of the BALM family, and we will be from now until eternity. So I am super happy for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset podcast. As I say, have a great day. Get connected with Constance, and definitely check out her handles listed below, and have a great day and make it count.